Hello and welcome to the To Sir with Love YouTube Hop. This hop is co-hosted by Decorate Your Life and Creative Papercraft. There is a fabulous lineup today of designers creating projects for men. This lineup includes Rosa Kelly Scrapbooking, Decorate Your Life, Creative Papercraft, Amador Eros, BD Bomb Bomb, Paper Play with Julie K, Sir Chauncey Rocco Creative Designs, and Crafty Poodle Mom. I have included links below in the description box. Each stop in the hop will be giving away a prize of their choice. The basic rules for the prizes are as follows. Number 1, you need to be at least 18 years of age or older. Number 2, watch and comment on all of the videos in the hop. Number 3, be a visible subscriber to each of the channels. And of course, we would love it if you would like and share our videos. The hop starts May 23rd at 11 a.m. Central Time and ends on May 27th, 11 p.m. Central Time. I will announce the winner to my prize package on May 30th. I'm excited to let my viewers know that my video today is being sponsored by one of my favorite companies, Ephemera's Vintage Garden, with a one-time $20 voucher to the online store. Ephemera's Vintage Garden is a store that sells digital downloads to use in our journals, traveler's notebooks, and other paper crafts. I'm including links to Ephemera's Vintage Garden below in the description box so you can go and check them out. For my part of the hop today, I created a masculine-themed junk journal with a soft cover, 2 signatures, pockets, tuck spots, belly bands, envelopes, etc. This journal was created with supplies from my stash, such as scrapbook paper, rubber stamps, die cuts, ephemera pieces, and digital images. The digital kits were purchased from Ephemera's Vintage Garden and Dreams Etc. Dreams Etc. was a Nautical kit, and the line ledger paper on the backsides came from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. This is one of my absolute favorite go-to kits as it complements so many digital kits on the market today, along with having a great space for journaling. I also use digital images from the Graphics Fairy and the public domain. When I learned the theme of the hop, I immediately thought it sounded like a great beginning to a love letter. So I decided to run with that idea for this masculine journal that I created. I decided to create a journal with a story behind it, as I have been inspired by Nick the Booksmith here on YouTube. She is a great storyteller with her journals, and I felt like this was a great opportunity to try my hand at telling a story. This story is a figment of my imagination, and I have taken several liberties so items in the journal are not historically accurate. Before I get going on the journal, I also wanted to give a shout out to my husband and thank him for his help in writing one of the entries in the journal, along with his penmanship on a couple of the entries to make the journal have a little bit more of an authentic look and not be all of my handwriting. And so I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little bit more about this journal now. The journal was created by Catherine for her husband, Edward. She did use a canvas to create the background of the cover, just because she does like to paint and sketch and draw. So she did use one of her canvases to create the basic part of the journal. She also used one of her favorite dresses for the spine and also a layering piece. The lighthouse that you see here, she did draw and paint it because again she wanted her husband, who was leaving on a long sea voyage, to be able to take pieces of her with him when he went. And so I'm going to open it up and kind of get going with the story. Again, the story is centered around a love letter, and so I will read that to you guys. If you're not interested, you can go ahead and fast forward. But here is kind of the basis of my journal and the story. So it says, "To Sir Edward, the night starts to fall gently, and as I wait for your return this evening, my eyes wander to the sea with thoughts from the past. It seems like just yesterday when we met for the first time. You were walking along the beach, enjoying the soft breeze coming off the sea, when you came upon me sketching in my journal. You stopped and sneaked a peek at my drawing. This small act started up a conversation about the shorebird that held my interest. Your knowledge of the sea and its creatures astounded me. During our interaction that morning, I also learned of your passion for sketching and painting the mysteries of the sea. After conversing for such a short time, it felt as if we had known each other for a lifetime. It didn't take you long to ask if we could meet again by the sea to sketch. I looked forward to each and every day that we were able to meet by the seashore. With each encounter, we fell more and more in love, and it wasn't long before you asked my father for my hand in marriage. He, of course, was very pleased by this match, as you and your brother had made a name for yourselves in the logging and shipping business. It was a short engagement, and now we have been happily married for 6 months. I know that within the hour you will be here for one last goodbye before your long journey at sea. The next several months will be difficult, and my heart already aches thinking about it. I promise you that our love will always be in my mind, my heart, and my soul while you are away. Before I leave you with my final goodbye, I would love to inform you that shortly after your return home, you will be a father. I hope that this news fills you with as much joy as it does me. I cannot wait for this new chapter in our life. While you are away at sea, I will long for your embrace and ask that you please carry me in your heart. Safe travels, my love. With love, Catherine. So again, that was kind of the basis of the journal. And so the first page in the journal, on the ledger paper from Ephemera's Vintage Garden, my husband did write as if he was Edward, and so he wrote this little note in the journal. It says, I left the land for the open sea. In the past I would be happy as could be. I used to yearn for the ocean's blue. Now as I set sail in 1832, I think of you. I can't help to think of you home all alone. Always remember, my love is strong as stone. Upon my return, I promise to remain on land. We will walk through life together, hand in hand. So that was Edward starting the journal. Here's kind of some little ephemera pieces for writing on. And then again, Catherine wanted to include little pieces of her and little notes throughout the journal. So if I remember where I put them all, I will try and show them to you guys and read them off to you. This one says, Edward, I love you with all my heart, Catherine. I'm just going to kind of quick go through things. Edward gives Catherine lots of flowers, and so she does enjoy pressing flowers, and so she did press some flowers and sewed in some of the flowers into the journal on some handmade paper that she created, again, just so he would have pieces of her on his voyage. Again, she left a little note saying, Edward, I cannot wait for your return home so that we can celebrate the coming of our first child, Catherine. She did sketch this little shorebird right here, added some notes and a drawing of an octopus that he can write on the back of while he's at sea. She left lots of space for him to journal. She also included some pages about some of their favorite shorebirds. This one happens to be about the greater yellowlegs, and so there's a little picture, some information about the greater yellowlegs. And then what was interesting about these was that there's kind of some little poems at the bottom of underneath the birds that kind of list information on how to identify them. So like this one says, they could not miss you when naming you. Those yellow legs gave them the clue, and this bird has really bright colored yellow legs. So there's some information on that one about the other bird. Edward likes to draw fish, so he drew a fish right there and added it to his journal. Another image that Catherine painted for him with some tags and some pieces of paper that he can write on. More journaling space. On this one, she included kind of a little pocket, and in the pocket she included a feather that they had found on the beach the last time they had walked together. Edward also included behind this little tuck spot a picture of a lobster that he drew. And then just here's a tag that he can write on and journal on. And then also Catherine, kind of throughout the journal, she did sew on one of her favorite hair ribbons, again, so that Edward would have pieces of her in this journal. More writing space. Here Edward attached a picture that he drew. Another little sketch of Edward's, of kind of a crab, it looks like. picture that Catherine drew of the shorebirds, a tag, so there's lots and lots of journaling space for Edward in this journal. A little postcard to write on. Another journaling card. In this spot right here, Catherine did sew on one of her lace appliques, and then behind here she did put a lock of her hair. So that's why you see the little bulge in there. So going on to the second signature, she did include another little applique, and there is a pocket here so he can stick something in there. And then he also wrote a little entry right here into the journal, and it says, "Last night I dreamed of that hot August day when we took a stroll down to the beach. We were hoping to catch a cool breeze off of the sea when you decided to wade into the water. You ran in and out of the waves, laughing without a care in the world. To me it looked as if you were dancing on the water." Another image of Edward's that he painted. And then on this page, Catherine did cut out this little image from a Valentine that Edward had given to her. And so she glued that on top of this ledger paper. And here she sewed in one of her little paintings. And she also stuck a note in here. And it says, "Edward, your love means everything to me. And with you, I am happier than I have ever been. With love, Catherine." Kind of another little pocket with some journaling spots and places for Edward to put his little sketches in. More information about some birds. Another tag, and then here's another couple drawings of Edward's of seashells and the starfish. And then this little pocket here, Catherine did write another little note to Edward, and it says, "Edward, when we look at the moon each night," or I'll start that over again. "Edward, when you look at the moon each night, know that I will be doing the same and thinking of you, my love. With love, Catherine." You know, there's lots of spots in here, again, for Edward to write. He can attach some of his paintings once he's done that. Any tickets or pieces that he gets while he's on his travels, he can throw in, like this little ticket here. He threw in another little image of one of his fish that he drew. Here's a little pocket that Catherine sewed in for him, added a tag, and then also a map of one of the areas that he was going to. And then here's a shipping tag. A little seashell that pockets some more journaling spots, an inventory tag, and then a couple more of Edward's drawings of seashells. Some more information about the birds, and the back side it has the avocet, which is one of Catherine's favorite birds. It has these really lovely blue legs that stand out. It's a really pretty bird. Another little tuck spot and pocket for Edward to stick some tags and write and journal about his travels. Some more tags and journaling spots for Edward. Another pressed flower that that Catherine had created from a flower that Edward had given her. Another little tuck spot and a drawing from Edward of some seashells. There's also a tag in there. And then this is the other side of the envelope, which flips open here. And then Edward also created a letter to send to Catherine when he gets to the first port that he's going to. "My dearest Catherine, you are so far away by land and sea, but not in my heart. I want to let you know that the news of our future child brings me great pride and joy. When I read your words, I cried out so loud that my brother came running, worried that I had fallen and hurt myself. He was relieved to find out the joyous news that he will be an uncle soon and says congratulations. I have so many hopes and dreams for our child and cannot wait to share these thoughts with you. I would love nothing more than to be there for you during your pregnancy. I pray that business goes well and I will be home on time to see our child come into this world. I dream of you each and every night and long to run my fingers through your hair. Until I see you again, know that my love for you is as deep as the sea and as infinite as the sky. Please take care of yourself and our child. Yours truly, Edward. And then on the final back cover, Edward did go ahead and draw a picture of Catherine. So here is what Catherine looks like. And then he's holding it in with a hairpin. And right before he left, Catherine gave him one of her hairpins. It's one of her favorite hairpins. And asked him to return it to her after his voyage. But she again wanted him to have some pieces of her while he was gone. And so she did give that to him. And so that is my little journal and my little story about Catherine and Edward. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun making this. Since it was more of a masculine themed journal, it was really tough for me not to add lots of laces and trims. But I did refrain. And at times I kind of wanted to add more layers, but my husband, I kind of sought his advice and he just said, not if it's supposed to be for a guy. Guys just don't like all those extra layers and different stuff, so just keep it more simple. So that's what I did, just following his advice. So again, thanks everybody for watching. Don't forget to check out everybody else on the hop. If for some reason you're just starting the hop off at my channel, just make sure you go to the next person that's listed below me and then start up at the top of the list and work your way back to me just to make sure that you've checked everybody's channels out. Everybody is giving away prizes again, so it's definitely worth checking out everybody's channel and subscribing and liking. There's a lot of talented people in this hop. And then I also wanted to thank again Debbie Ann from Ephemera's Vintage Garden for sponsoring my channel today and offering to give out a voucher for one lucky subscriber to win a couple of kits from her store. I am linking her store information below in the description box. You guys can go check out and see all the wonderful digitals that she has. If you're looking for some masculine type themed ones, she has a really great gentleman and scholar themed kit that I love. And of course she has that ledger paper, which I really love. But I have to say I probably own at least half of her store in digital kits. She's one of my favorite designers out there for digital companies. And I'm also including, if you guys are new to junk journals, there is a great website out there called Vintage Junk Journals. It's a lot of basic information about journals. So if you have questions, that's a great resource to go to. So I'm also including that information below. And again, thanks everybody for watching and have a wonderful day.